I've been trying to piece together some of the latest developments as it relates to Martins Ose, aka VDM. Somebody in 1 minute complained about how monies have been deducted from their account, and all of a sudden they tried to go check it out in the bank, and they get arrested in the bank. It didn't really add up. So I was just checking and seeing whether, there might be something that might lead to the reasons why he was arrested. I mean, some of the person's hands were pointing towards the GTBank, but I'm wondering, GTBank would not do anything that will in any way spoil a reputation that is already shaking. So they needed to do something quickly, and quickly they did. That's why they released that crazy video CCTV just to show that this guy was not released or was not arrested in the premises of the bank, that he was actually outside. But my little research took me to this particular warrant of arrest issued by a court against VDM sometime in the month of March. I'm just going to read it out to us so that we would understand where this is coming from. And again, also hear why this is actually very true, that he was arrested not because, GTBank may have orchestrated the arrest, but that, the issue was just because of a defaming line of thought that VDM actually brought forward against Mercy Chinwo in the past, and the court, asked that he show up in the court. He refused to show up in the court and asked for a warrant of arrest and issued a warrant an arrest on him to show up in court by all means, even though his lawyer tried to tell them that he's going to produce him in court, but it does look like he never attended that particular court. But let's just read this for us to understand. The Chief Magistrate's Court, Wuse Zone 6, Abuja, has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of blogger Martins Ose, popularly known as VeryDarkMan, for criminal defamation of the reputation of gospel singer Mercy Chinwo. The magistrates ordered the Nigerian police force altogether with other law enforcement agencies to arrest VeryDarkMan and produce him in court to answer the criminal allegations leveled against him. Magistrate Emmanuel Iyana issued the bench warrant on Thursday, March 13th, 2025, when VeryDarkMan failed to appear before the magistrates, following a court summons on March 5th, 2025, for him to do so. Though VeryDarkMan's lawyer Deji Adeyanju appealed to the magistrates to rethink the bench warrant and that he would personally produce the clients in court, Iyana rejected the appeal and insisted that VeryDarkMan be produced in court by security agencies. The bench warrant stemmed from alleged defamatory statements made by VDM on social media accusing Chinwo of involvement in a contractual dispute and the purported diversion of $345,000 linked to her former boss record label, Ezekiel Onyedikachuku, also known as Easy T. In support of her claims, Chinwo furnished the court with documentary evidence, including mails and payment receipts, to substantiate that VDM's allegations were not only entirely false, but damning and injurious to her public image and reputation. The complainant's lawyer, led by Pelumi Olajegbesi of Abuja-based law firm Law Corridor, said the actions of the defendants are contrary to sections 391 of the Penal Code and sections 24(1)b of the Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention Act 2015. Recall that Chinwo's counsel also dragged VDM before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, seeking 1.1 billion naira damages against the blogger. The lawyer sought an order compelling VDM to delete, retract, and issue a public apology for all allegations or allegedly false and defamatory statement made against Chinwo and her brand. And so it happens that VDM, I'm sure, also called that bluff and said he's going to be ready for anything. I think that at the time when this particular story broke, sometime in the month of March, he was in China, and so I'm sure that he never really went to the court to show himself or to prove that what he's doing, what he has said, was actually wrong. So that's the reason why he was arrested. But again, it's curious. Some people would ask, why would it be at the time that he went to the bank for some issues that he was now arrested? I mean, he should have been They should have arrested him in his house or maybe invited him over, but something. But, you know how Martins also, feels sometimes with these kinds of issues. But it's now clear why he was arrested. But again, I'm just particularly curious why people are withdrawing their monies from GTBank. You know how this thing can go. GT just needed to release a statement. I'm sure they did not release a statement. So at the time doing this video, they haven't released that statement. But they released a footage showing that VDM wasn't actually arrested in their banking hall, and so they needed to be sure that this doesn't go beyond not just what it is, because you know how these things can go. People can skew things in order to for some public gains, for some online gains, and so I just need to clarify that. Other persons are also come out to state clearly that it wasn't VDM. It wasn't because of the GT issue that he was arrested. I mean, Seun Kuti and even his brother has also come out to state that clearly. So we'll just play a little bit of what Seun Kuti said about how it was discovered that Mercy Chinwo was involved in his arrests, and not just that too. Would also state how it is important that people stand by, VDM in times like this. Anyways, just leave you to enjoy it. I'll be right back afterwards. See you on the next one.
So right there and then, I don't even want to mention the name of anybody we didn't get the issue with. I just want to see what they happen. Even this GT Bank, where everybody they make noise about. I mean, listen. I don't know why when me I tell them something say they happen for this country, and they holler, they shout, say, ain't nobody takes it serious. VDM lawyer is my lawyer. We they follow GTB the drag case. Not only GTB, all the banks in Nigeria. There's no bank in Nigeria that is a good bank. There's no bank. When that my issue happened, my DM was full of people's horror stories. My sister, Yeni Seun Kuti, my sister just called me last week. Say her small money where she keep inside her GT account, it disappeared. She called me again, say they want add another journalist, saying gets one money for the GT Bank, all the money disappear. Now they say they withdraw money, your money go just disappear inside that bank. So that's a story for another day. The banking institutions, but this thing will happen to VDM. So how is it possible to happen? Waiting they happen, waiting they really. Now I want to tell you people about the church government of Nigeria. As federal government, they run our country. Now so all these big pastors too, they run Nigeria. You see, for all this their church, all their members now they run Nigeria. That's why Nigeria can never be good. Go to any civil service, any government office. Now so they gang themselves like courts. The way courts is, they gang themselves up inside office. Now so all these church members, they own different government parastatals. We say that from certain church, once one person from that church don't be oga for there, now so you go load everybody from in church. Now don't say outside people, outside people, outside people they do this stuff. Outside, nobody they do this thing reach churches. So as soon as one day boycott GT Bank, that is only one part of the thing we give this thing power. Look, I'm just not pay tithe this Sunday. And I know if you pay tithe this weekend, now they go take lock VDM on Monday. And they hear me, if I pay tithe this weekend, now that tithe they won't take lock VDM on Monday. Now all my offering, when they go donate, all the rate tithe and offering. That's what they are using it for. Because we don't understand this country. So this situation now is that men of God, so-called men or people of God, not only men, the people of God are the ones fighting VDM for speaking the truth. Yes, bank must put mouth because bank is a thief business. Everybody knows how Nigerian bank na thief. Who get money inside bank reach churches? Who get money inside bank reach churches? Now they don't call the bank. See me the whole VDM there. So they won't arrest them. So maybe that's why they even go to take him mama money to loan him into the bank. They have planned everything. Now the people of God, it is the people of God that have done this to somebody that is fighting for poor people, because he's asking them to return money that they stole. Because he's asking them to return money that they stole. I called Deji. That's why I never talk about the matter. I said, who arrest them? Waiting gonna be the issue. Or can I say GTBank? No, if you say that they won't arrest them on top of say they thief money, they no bond them well. So there must be underlining. And he also post video. I see one video where he post about the Seun Kuti, even though those one no press any button. All their boy won't make them think say yes, that they do work, that they work, make they say that they work. They say go put their own mouth. So we as Nigerian people need to understand, say VDMO, this matter, it pass as we dey see am. If we no fight for all these kind of things to stop, for people to be using our institutions as their personal, it is crazy. At the time that waiting they happen be that simple. This is what is happening to VDM right now. And nobody is going to call out the pastors that run that church, the general overseers that run the church. Nobody will call them out. Nobody will say that anything bad is happening from there. Our institutions are failing us. So me, I never even really follow in talk before on the matter. Now yesterday, means the corner DG. Now yesterday DG they briefed me on the matter. Cause left to me, to say he has asked me in the first place. That's why I tell him every time. On herself, now in the year word. Forget fighting for all these big people. Any big man will come meet you saying get problem. Tell me go solve his problem by himself. You are the big man. Concentrate on helping the poor. Help the powerless. Don't help all these people say when their hand they clean their hand together, everything they clean. Nobody they hear. Now when small state don't come as we affect only them. Yes, let's face these institutions. If we hear see any of our institutions they do anything, call them out. Forget all these rich people, all these, forget them. Because at the end of the day, most people just want to see people locked up,